Hello friends, welcome to another chapter of SQL tutorial for data analysis and software development. In this chapter we will learn about pivot table. Pivot tables are used to generate table of statistics from a given table. So in a database there can be any number of tables. For example, there are tables, products table is there can be orders table, there can be tables of sales, there can be tables of profit and loss analysis, there can be tables about anything, and these pivot tables are used to generate table of statistics from a given table. So in this summary we can put some averages or the other statistics. So these pivot tables are used to generate a summary from a given table, and in this summary we can put sums, averages or other statistics. We can use the aggregate functions like sum, average, count, minimum, maximum, etc., and which the pivot table groups together in a meaningful way. Next thing is, pivot tables are generally created by reshaping a table or transposition of a table. That means, suppose in our table we have 6 columns. So this pivot table can be used to reshape a table. We can turn columns into rows and rows into columns. We can transpose the table with the help of pivot tables. In this chapter, you will see transposition of data from multiple rows into columns of a single row. So we will take multiple rows and then we will convert it into a column of a single row, and we will see a MySQL example. I will provide the query to you. I will show you the use of that query. Pivot tables are helpful in data analysis and visualization, and it is commonly used for report generation mainly. So in database analysis, administration, visualization, pivot tables can be really helpful. Now let's see one example of pivot table on the Northwind database that we have used in this particular course. So this is our PHP MyAdmin, which we are running on localhost. Make sure that in your XAMPP or WAMP control panel, whatever you are using, XAMPP or WAMP, your Apache and MySQL module are running. And when your Apache and MySQL module are running, you can open localhost PHP MyAdmin. In PHP MyAdmin, we have this Northwinds database, and in this Northwinds database, we will consider this orders table. So you can see that in this orders table, we have various order IDs. This is order ID 10 to 48, 10 to 49, 10 to 50, and so on. So we have distinct order IDs here, and for every order ID we have name of customer also. So which customer ordered this particular, or who ordered this particular order with the ID mentioned here. This is order date, this is required date, this is shipped date. Now in the order date you can see we have month, date and year. So we will use a simple function to extract the information of month and year from this. So we will extract the month and year, and this is freight charges, and there are other details, but for this analysis we will consider the freight charges, and our task is to find monthly freight charges. This is our task. We want to find monthly freight charges. Monthly freight charges, or we can say monthly freight collected, and this monthly freight charges will be grouped by year. So these are two major things that we have to do. So we want to find monthly freight charges. So it should be something like this, that let's say the year is 1996. In this, because in the data that we have years like 94, 95, 96. So suppose the year is 1996, and we want to see January freight charges, then we want to see February freight charges, then we want to see March, and so on. So we want to see the data in this manner. So you can see that if you will say it's a column, so we will have year, comma, January freight, comma, February freight, comma, March freight, and so on. But if you will look at this particular table, in this table there is no such column which is called year. There is no such column which is called month. So what we are going to do here, we are going to use a function which is called extract. This function extract can be used to extract date, month and year from a particular given date. Suppose a date is given in this format. So it can extract date, month and year from this thing. We have to tell what we want to extract. So I will show you the use of this. You just have to keep in mind about this. So these are some things that we have to keep in mind. And now we are going to create. So from this table you can see the data is in rows here. You can see there are 830 total rows. But we want to see the data in one single column here. So now I have prepared a query. I have a query here which I have prepared it with the help of some documentations. So now this is a query for creating a summary table for analysis of month-wise freight for different years from orders table in Northwind database. So in our Northwind database, we have an orders table and we want to analyze month-wise freight for different years. Now you have to think like this. Suppose, because we have the data for every date here, right? So this is 9484, this is 9485. So this is data of August 94, we can say August 94. We have data of month of August for year 1994 and we have these freights. Now if you are asked to calculate total freight collected, remember total freight collected for the month of August 1994, what you will do? You will simply sum all these values. Suppose you receive, let's say this way, you are running a store, you are selling something in a store, or there is a store which sells something. So on first day it collects 10 rupees. Okay, on first day the store collects, let's say 10 rupees, dollar, whatever you want to call it. On second day it collects 15, on third day it collects 16, on fourth day it collects 18 and so on. So what is the total collection so far? You will sum all these values and this will give you the total collection of that particular month or that particular period. So in this case also we have to use the sum, and that's what we were talking when we said that this pivot table is, or with the help of the concept of pivot table, we can generate summary of data. Okay, so in this case we will use the case statement also. We have already discussed about case statement. We have discussed how we can use case. So as in some programming languages, there is if and else. So in case of SQL we can use case here. Now let's discuss about this query here line by line. So the first thing that we are selecting is year. So we want to select year like 1996, 1994, 1995. We want to select the year first. Second column is we want to sum. We want to sum. I just discussed that you want sum here, and the sum is case when month is equal to 1. So when month is equal to 1, that means the month is January, then freight. Okay, so case when month is equal to 1, then freight. And from where we are getting this freight? We are getting this freight from this column. So if month is 1, here you can see month is 8. Okay, so there will be tables where there will be rows where month is equal to 1. This is order date and month is 1. So okay, month is 9 here, 8 here, date was 1 here. So there will be columns when month is equal to 1. I will show you that. And we are selecting when month is equal to 1, we are selecting freight and then end. So this is how you write your case statement. Case when month is equal to 1, then freight and January freight. And now the next thing is how SQL is going to know from where are we getting this month is equal to 1, and what is this month. We don't know month. So you can see here that extract month from order date. So we have a column here called order date. So we are extracting month from order date, because from order date we can extract year, we can extract month, and we can extract date. So this is explanation of extract. The extract function extracts a part from a given date. The syntax is extract, then in parentheses you have to write part from date, and this part can have 3 values: month, year and date. So that we are doing here, extract month from order date as month. This is the meaning of this line will be extract month from order date as month from orders. Okay, so this is our column, or this is our explanation for this month variable, we can say the month that we are using. And if month is equal to 1, then we will call this column as this column in which sum is selected, we will call this column as Jan underscore freight, which is January freight. Similarly for 2, month 2 we have Feb freight, for 3 we have March freight, and so on. So from this line, this particular selected portion is all the sum values for individual months. We are not talking about year here, we are just talking about month. If you will run this much query, so you will get all the values of freight charges for all the 3 years combined. Now the next thing is, after writing all our columns, because in a table suppose you have to select 4 columns, so we write select name comma email comma let's say phone from users. So you write your query like this. So when your table appears, so you have these columns in your table. So similarly, when your table will appear in this case, so you will have these columns in your table. So this will give us all columns because we are selecting them using comma, as you can see here also. So up to this point we have all our column selections. This is from. Now this from is a bit tricky here. This is select orders dot star comma extract year from order date. So orders dot star means everything from orders, or there is a star from orders, and we are selecting year from order date. So year from order date will mean we will take the year, and this year variable which you can see here is this thing. So first we are selecting everything from orders, and this is extract year from order date as year, and that's why we are putting it here. Again, this query is a little bit tricky, but again with some practice and with some knowledge you will be able to create such queries easily. That's why I am giving you one such example, and with the help of this example you will be able to do this on your own also. And whenever you will see such tables where you have sales related data, or you have orders related data, you have data of financial transactions. So in such cases, you want to know monthly profit, you want to know yearly profit, you want to see something like this, and then you want to visualize that data also. So in such cases, you can use this kind of query. Now we have used two extract functions here. First extract function is this extract year from order date. Second extract function is extract month from order date as month, and extract year from order date as year. And this is year, which we have selected in column, and the month we are using for our case statement, case when. So we write case when month is equal to 1. So we have discussed about case statement, and this is one practical example of case statement. Now the final thing is we have to group by year. If you will not group by year, so what will happen? The data as we are seeing here, so the data as we are seeing here in every row, this data will come and we will not get the summary thing. So if you have to get the summary, so, and when we have classification in our data, by classification I mean we have only 2 or 3 years. So this order table contains data of 2 or 3 years, that is 94, 95, 96. Okay, so that's why we can say, as year is concerned, as far as year is concerned, we have classification in data on the basis of year value. For example, this is ship wire, right? So there are only 2 or 3 possible values for ship wire. Okay, similarly, suppose you have a data where you have gender. So in gender you have 2 possible values, male or female. So in such case also there is a classification. Suppose we have passengers data, and passengers are traveling in different classes. Suppose some passengers are traveling in first class, some are traveling in second class, some are traveling in third class and fourth class. Suppose there is a journey and some passengers are traveling in first, some are in second, some third and fourth. There can be any number of classes here. So what you have here in such cases also, you have classification, and when you have classification in data, you can group them. So in earlier examples also you saw that we grouped people on the basis of city, and then we counted them, right? We counted how many people are there in every city, and then we also mentioned the name of that city. So city can be a data of classification. So this is classification, and whenever we have classification in data, so we can group them, we can group our records on the basis of this classification. Now it's time to run this query. This is a simple explanation, and when you will run this query, so this thing will be more clear to you. You can go to your SQL. We are using PHP-MyAdmin. You can use anything for this analysis. And in PHP-MyAdmin, now I have placed my query here, and I will simply hit go. And now you will see we have this result. So in this result, you can simply see that we have year here. The data is ordered by year, grouped by year. You can see we are not seeing 830 rows here. We are not seeing 830 rows which were there in the original table, because in this case we have grouped the data, and this is the work of group by year, and this is the work of order by year. Because we have done order by year, so you can see this particular sorting thing also. So you can, suppose you want to, in this case we have ascending order because we have just used order, so by default it will be ascending. We can also see data in descending order, you can see. So by clicking this simple arrow, you can see the order in ascending and descending. You can see here we have order ASC, and now we have order DESC. Okay, so now this much query is there, and now you can see these columns also, in these columns we have Jan freight, Feb freight, March freight, April freight, May freight, June freight, and so on. So this is our example, and for some cases we don't have data, so we cannot do much about that. Maybe on these particular months we did not have any order for these months. So but in case of year 1995, you can see for all 90 for all these months that we have in 1995 we have some orders. So we are working as per the data. Now this is the first part where we discussed about how to see this query, how to visualize, how to only analyze the data. Now suppose you want to visualize this data also. You want to visualize this and you want to see, you want to plot some graphs basically. So if you want to plot some graphs, we have already discussed about Python pandas in previous chapters. So in one section I explained how to connect to Python pandas, how to create MySQL connection. So now I'll be using that thing here, and so let's create a orders pivot table. So this is something that I have already created here, and so this will be kind of a revision for you also. So what we are doing here is we are using Anaconda Navigator, which I told you how you can install. So using Anaconda Navigator we can run Python pandas, and using Python pandas we can visualize the data that we get from SQL queries. So from this SQL query, whatever data we are getting, we can visualize it with the help of Python pandas, and we can plot some graphs. It is really easy. So I will explain the code to you. So we are just running Jupyter Notebook. When you will launch your Jupyter Notebook, so it will be launched here like this, and then you can choose any particular folder. So we are choosing this voice scope folder. So this Jupyter Notebook runs on localhost, and similarly your phpMyAdmin also runs on localhost. And in this Jupyter Notebook, in any particular folder you can create a new Python file here. So click on new Python 3 file. It's really easy. You can name it anything. Let's say orders pivot table pandas and MySQL. So first thing that we always do in Python is we import pandas SPD. We have discussed about these things. I am just explaining it to you so that you can revise these things, since these things are new to you if you are a beginner in Python pandas. Otherwise you will understand this. This is done for data processing part. So pandas is a library that we can use for data processing. This will be used to read SQL sources. So now we have imported pandas SPD. Next thing is you have to import library or module for MySQL connection, because you have to make a connection between MySQL and pandas. So we will write import MySQL connector as SQL. So MySQL connection will be made, so that MySQL connection can be made. And now we have to make the DB underscore connection to that particular database. So now you will see this database is running on server 127.0.0.1, which is also called localhost. And on this server the name of database is Northwinds, and the name of these tables will be called in the queries itself. In this query you can see select orders. So now let's see how we can connect that. So you can use this SQL.connect here. We explained, we discussed about this in previous chapter also. This SQL.connect Why we are using SQL here? Because we have imported MySQL connector as SQL. What is this MySQL connector? This MySQL connector is a module which is used to connect to Python, which is used to connect Python with MySQL. And in this library or in this module, we have a method called connect, and that method takes 4 arguments: 1, 2, 3 and 4. First argument is your host, second argument is your name of database, third argument is your username, and fourth argument is your password, because we are connecting to a local database here. So these are our credentials. Password is blank, user is root, database is Northwind, and host is localhost. Suppose if this was a server, so in that case you have to enter the IP address of server here, name of database here, name of username that can access that server, and password of that user who can access that server on which the database is there. So now database connection will be created, and now with the help of this database connection we can now read our data. So to read data we have to create a data frame. So we can say data is our data frame, and in data frame you have to write read underscore SQL, and the first thing that you have to write is your query, whatever query you have, and then you have to provide this DB connection, the variable in which you are storing your instance of your connection here, and now you will run it. But the thing is, we have not written our query yet. So what we can do here, we can do two things here. We can either write the query here directly. So suppose your query is small, something like select star from customers. Suppose your query is like this. So you can see place this. So you have to write pd.read underscore SQL. PD is the instance here, and so you don't have to use this. So this is our simple query here, and so pd.read underscore SQL select star from customers. With the help of DB connection, data will be created, and now we can read that data. This is simple thing. But if your query is big, because we have this query here, we have to execute this. So in such cases, what you have to do, in such cases you have to first, or you must create a variable named query here. You can give any name to this variable, and because this query is of multiple lines, you can see here. So for multiple line queries, use 3 single quotes. So open 3 single quotes and end 3 single quotes, and in between that place your query. So now you can see our query is created, and now instead of this query we can write the query variable here, and now our data will be created, and this is the data that we are reading from that particular table. So the thing is, you have to first create a DB connection, then you have to create pd.read underscore SQL. Here PD means pandas. This is simply an alias of pandas module, and because we are using the alias of pandas module, so we can use the methods of pandas module with the help of this PD. And read underscore SQL is one method. In read underscore SQL you have to first write your query, and then you have to give the name of your DB connection. So now we have this data. Now we have this information here. Now the thing is, this much we already got in SQL. So what's the point of this? This is just an alternative way, because we can plot graphs here. So what we have to do now, first thing that we will do here, because we have NaN values, right? We have not a number values here. We have null values here. So first thing that we are going to do here is we are going to use a very simple function. You can remember this easily. This is called fill NA. Again, this is optional. If you don't want to use it, it's up to you. This is optional. you can fill NA. You can see with the help of fill NA. Now these NA values, fill NA simply means fill not available values with this value, the value that we have entered here, the value that we are entering here. Suppose we want to fill NA with A. Okay, so we will fill NA with 0 because we will consider there was no freight collected, so the freight was 0 for those months. So now this is fill NA, and we can save it as data underscore new. So now this is our data new. In data new we have fill NA. Now the next thing is, when you have to plot these graphs, and you have to plot these graphs for multiple columns, and you have this type of data, you have a group here. So in that case we will use a simple function of Python pandas, that is called set underscore index. So again, for analysis you have to remember things like this. If you want to use Python pandas, there is a simple method, that is set index. You can see whenever a data frame is created, you can see here that this data frame is created, and in this data frame you have this thing here 0 1 2. Okay, so if this particular thing that you are seeing here is index of every row. So this means this row has an index of 0, this row has an index of 1, and this row has an index of 2. So this is index here. And what we want to do here, we don't want this thing here, we don't want this, we want year to be the index. Why we want year to be the index? It is really clear that because year is something that we are considering as our main thing of analysis, and we are analyzing the freight collected every month for a particular year. So what you can simply do, you can give the name of column. So set in, this simply means set index of table as year. Okay, you can put any column here, but if you will think, can you put January freight as index? It will make no sense. Simple thing will be for February and every column, but year can very well be the index here. So when you will execute this, to execute this you have to either press shift plus enter, or you have to press run here. And when you will do this, so you will see we have year here, we have January, February, March, April, May, everything. Again, if you are just concerned with MySQL, if you don't want to go with MySQL or SQL, and you don't want to go with the analysis part of Python pandas, it's up to you. But this is really something that this is something which is really easy here. If you know how to run your queries, then you simply have to load data. You simply have to remember a bunch of things like fill NA values with something, and set index as year, which is very easy. And now your year is used as index. What is the benefit of this? You will just see the benefit of this. Now we can select this whole thing, we can write it, and we can plot, and we can say kind is equal to bar. So we can plot a bar plot here, and to plot a bar plot, what you can see, you just have to write dot and plot kind is equal to bar. And when you will do this, plot kind is equal to bar, and you can set the figure size also, the graph that we will see. So it will be 15,6. 15 will be the length and 6 will be the height. So now you will see this data. You have, and this is our final answer. That you can see the legend here. This legend we can see because we have used plot here, and because the index was set as year, so we can see index here. You can see for 1994 these are the value of freight charges, for 1995 these are the value of freight charges, 96 the. So what we can visualize from this, that freight charges are increasing per year, that is one thing. And the other thing is that we have all the freight charges for this particular year, and we have more freight charges for this year. So there are multiple things that can be concluded from this data. That also depends upon your domain knowledge about the subject. And this is a simple process of creating a pivot table, which you can see here. Setting the index of pivot table in pandas with the help of SQL query. You can see we have only used SQL query. We have read the data. This fill anything is also not necessary, although you will understand this. It is really easy, and you can see this data. So I think now you understand the concept of pivot table, and now you also understand how we can analyze this on graphs using Python pandas and MySQL connection. So thanks for watching this video. Have a nice time.